The Quest for Connery review number 4 we're on now.
Yep.
Doing 2 in one night, dedicated to the fans. The fans. We've got a few people who watched it.
We think we did.
Yeah, 35 views. It's a start. It's going to start somewhere. And now we're going down a notch after the last review, unfortunately.
Yeah.
1981.
Outland.
I
mean, if you could, you know, like just by looking at the cover, I thought this was going to be an awesome film.
Really?
I don't know. I just had good expectations for it. I mean, what it says on the front.
Holding the gun. On Jupiter's moon,
he's the only law. So what could go wrong?
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot does go wrong.
Interestingly enough, remake of a John Wayne film.
Is it High Noon?
Yeah.
I think it is.
So it's like a cowboy film in a sense, set in space. You've got the lone law enforcement, all these criminals.
It's basically 1980s. What can we do in space?
Yeah, actually,
and Connery jumps on the bandwagon.
Star Wars has come out to contrast it with Bond. Moonraker's just come out.
Well, a few years before, but you know,
2 years.
You get that 80s because you get like Blade Runner, and you get all these futuristic films like basically Arnie films like Total Recall, Running Man, Predator. So all
Predator's not a good
Alien
one.
as well.
Yeah,
it's basically stuff in space. I think people were jumping on that.
But it comes at the sort of a low point for Connery's career in the 80s. He's making a lot of Meteor, Cuba. If you've heard of those films, they're not good. Man Did Lens. We'll get to the review in those later,
yeah,
but they're
but
not.
This
they're
is
not
in
good films.
this is in the period where Connery's basically going down and down.
Yeah. Score 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
I can't remember. I think there's some generally alright acting from Connery. It's got a reasonably
It's nicely
plausible
kind of
storyline.
shot. It's quite shot in a way that makes you feel quite claustrophobic, which I guess it would
Could be
because
the trend of the
it's
film.
set in space.
But when you come down to it, a chase scene in space isn't that exciting because it's so slow.
Yeah,
you literally get Connery just going after someone, which is not tense.
No.
all the tenseness, which could be sort of built up by being in this claustrophobic environment.
I don't think westerns will ever work in space.
No, it's a...
I mean, I guess you could say there's obviously probably been some westerns. And...
yeah,
Firefly, that's kind of like a western space TV show. That worked. But
in a sense,
that was more exciting.
And also in this film, it just doesn't seem to be that firm a thread. I mean, obviously you've got Connery the good guy and these the bad guys, and just sort of, he ends up not really achieving anything. He punches some guy in the face at the end.
When he goes like, "Oh, fuck it."
Yeah, whoosh.
And that's a good point, but that's right at the end.
Yeah. I think Connery's just a bit grumpy the whole way through, and there's no real charisma which you need in the leading man. If he's trying to hold the film together, he needs to have much more charisma.
Because everyone turns against him, and you know what? I don't care, because he's a bit of a and really, I don't want to say knob. Okay, yeah, no, a knob.
It's out there now.
to his wife, and kids, really, in a way. I mean, I don't think he's trying to be, but the way he comes across,
yeah, he
is
tends
quite
away, doesn't he? At the point. If you're into space cowboy westerns, watch it. Otherwise,
it's very forgettable.
Yeah,
very forgettable.
I wouldn't worry about giving it a miss.
You'd probably be bored most of the time.
It was quite slow storytelling.
Yeah.
And how long is it? 2 hours? Yeah, almost 2 hours, 105 minutes.
Just drags on. But apart from that, 4 out of 10.
Not the worst score. Certainly not the worst, as you'll see in review number 5.
I probably will never watch it again.
No, I'm not. I bought it, so jokes on me. Cheers.